My ducklings, before we begin this what if, I just want to shout out my boy, Kazama. My G is so close to 2k subscribers. You guys only have 9 more days to help Kazama get to 2k subscribers. And if you are able to get it by the 10th of September, today is the 1st. This will be uploaded on the 2nd of September. So 8 days left. 8 days. If you can do it, you will all get a 1 hour and a half to 2 hour and a half video. Whoa, series. All parts will be that long. Anywho, hope you all can do it. Help Kazama get to that goal. 2k subscribers, yeah? Anywho, shout out my guy. Peace. Let's roll the intro. Roll the intro, that's what I meant. Welcome back, guys. This is the King of Weebs here. This is What If Naruto got the Rinnegan Part 3. Last time we left off my neck, my throat. Hey yo, before we start, hey, school's starting tomorrow. It's 9 o'clock. Tsukumi, at that point, she just went into a kind mode and she's like, no, I cannot, I'm not worthy enough. And then, because the true Tsukumi knows she's not trustworthy, especially because her other half is kinda stronger willed, and she always takes over. Anywho, Naruto got healed by Tsukumi's basic healing abilities. Yes, she has some, and now they've finished their exam, they got the 2 scrolls, and they head to the tower. Of course, Sasuke's curse mark still gets sealed away by Kakashi. And 2 days later, yes, I'll say 2 days this time, the preliminaries begin. Of course, all the fights are pretty much different here, because Tsukumi replaces, anywho, Naruto will be the first to fight against Kiba. I'm pretty sure I replaced Sakura and Kiba's still in this wave. I am pretty sure of it, and is what it is. Kiba gets destroyed by Naruto easily, even though Naruto is still injured. He's not fully recovered. He easily destroys Kiba. Then all the other fights go pretty much the same, and even Hinata's one. Of course, during Hinata's one, right before Neji actually attacked Hinata, well, tried to kill Hinata, what Naruto did is that he actually used the Almighty Push from a long range and pushed Neji back, and all the Jonin actually came to help Hinata and stop Neji, which Neji got actually pissed at Naruto. He's like, how dare you hurt the Uchiha, and Naruto's like, shut up already, you were trying to kill your own. Now, no, now, disappear. And basically, what he means is just get out of his sight. Anywho, next is, of course, Tsukumi versus Ino, because Tsukumi took Sakura's place, and Tsukumi annihilates Ino. Anywho, now, it's Gaara versus Lee. And here is where the change happens. Gaara would have won in the original, and he still would have won here, but Gaara, instead of actually trying to win, he actually, instead of actually trying to, he was so underestimating, that's what I meant, not trying to win. He was underestimating Lee way too much until right at the end, even after the original, because remember, he already underestimated him, but in the end he went all out. But here he went all out right when he was about to get knocked out, not like before where he was about to, but he still had a bit of time to recover. But here he literally, if he didn't do it now, either he's getting knocked out, and if he does it now, he might knock both of them out. And what Gaara did is that as soon as Lee got the last kick into him, Gaara actually was able to use this technique called the sand piercing jutsu. I don't know why that didn't come out of my mouth. I just lost my words. Anyway, the sand piercing jutsu pierces Lee to an extent that his bones are cracked, just like in the original, and it's a double knockout. Yes, this is where the double knockout happens, because it's impossible for Tsukumi to draw against Ino. Like, nah, please, allow it. Anywho, all the fights go similar, and now it's the 1 month training. This is where things change drastically. Tsukumi trains her on her own, of course, and Sasuke trains with Kakashi, and Naruto, being the prodigy he is, he's training on his own, but he actually goes to visit Lee, and he sees that Gaara is actually in Lee's room, and Naruto says, Gaara, what are you doing here? And then basically Gaara gets caught and he's like, nothing. Any problem, Naruto Uzumaki? And basically Naruto's like, get out of this room, Gaara. You're not welcomed here. Understood? Especially after what you did to him. And basically Gaara's like, it's not my fault. I just did it because I didn't want to lose. I'd take a draw over a loss. And Naruto's like, that's why you're going to end someone's career? Huh. You're crazy, Gaara. You're actually crazy. And basically, Naruto's being a bit cold here, but in reality, Naruto knows that he can feel that Gaara and him are kind of similar. He just has the feeling of it. He doesn't actually know fully if Gaara is a Jinchuriki or not. He doesn't even have the hunch of it, but he just has this little connection with him. That's what he's feeling, and he's like, but why? I don't even know him. Anywho, Naruto then says, anyways, Gaara, I need to talk to Lee. Please go away. It's private. And Gaara's like, alright then, I'll come back later. And Naruto's like, no you don't. You won't come back here unless you want to die. And then Gaara actually got scared because Naruto was laying out a ton of pressure. And then Naruto waited until Lee actually woke up and Lee saw Naruto next day, and Naruto asked him for advice. Because Naruto really has no one to train with here, and he knows that Tsukumi, Sasuke, Shikamaru, Shino, Kankuro, and Temari, and also Neji are amazing shinobi and they are strong as hell, and he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to train, and he feels like he's going to lose at this rate because he doesn't have master. The Tsukumi always seems to get better even on training on her own, and like he unlocks new abilities, but half of them are too overpowered to even use, and he just kill. Anywho, Naruto, remember, he actually knows the Rasengan, you know, and yes, Kakashi taught him. Remember, guys. I'm pretty sure he taught him, right? right. I'm joking. Anyway, yeah, he does. He doesn't know. Anywho, Lee's advices. Damn, I'm so bad. I'm so bad at reading and speaking. Anywho, Lee advises Naruto to actually train with weights. They actually help a lot, and they increase your speed, agility, and power. And Naruto takes this to heart, and he's like, alright, I'll train the whole month with these weights. How much weights do you think I should use? And then Lee says, the first week start off easy, but then the next 3 weeks go all out. Just keep increasing weights every day. Understood? And Naruto's like, alright. So Naruto started off with like 4 kg on each foot and each arm, and he even weighted clothes. Yes, just like Goku and Piccolo and other people. Anywho, no, just Goku and Piccolo. I'm pretty sure Paikon had weighted clothes. Yeah, he did. Anywho, but whatever. Naruto and Lee are actually becoming pretty good friends. Naruto visits him quite a bit, and this is still in the first week. Until Naruto actually, during this week, bumps into someone called Jiraiya. Jiraiya's like, perhaps could you be Naruto's Umaki? And Naruto says, yeah, may I know who you are? And basically Jiraiya introduces himself and says, I'm sure I've heard that you're in the Chunin exam finals, and I'm wondering how you're training on your own. And Naruto's like, well, you see, since I didn't really have someone that who could train me, train on my own, and I use weights. And then Jiraiya's like, interesting, how about I train Naruto? And Naruto's like, it's fine, I'm sure a legendary Sonic has better things to do than train again like me. I'm not worthy. Anywho, I gotta go. And basically Naruto wasn't trying to avoid him, he actually thought he wasn't worthy of training with a legendary Sonic. And then Jiraiya's like, I'm pretty sure there's a way to find out if you are worthy. And Naruto's like, huh? There is? And then basically Jiraiya's like, how about we do this? If you can find me by the end of today, we shall train together as master and student. Naruto accepts this offer because he's really intrigued. He really wants to train with Jiraiya. He like admires Jiraiya. Remember, Naruto knows about legendary Sonic, he just never knew how they look. But after he, understanding that this is a legendary Sonic, he's like, whoa, man, you're gonna train with a legendary Sonic? I'm sick. Anyway, Naruto then used clones to do shared vision, of course, and the original, of course, needs to find Jiraiya. And Jiraiya was kind of going easy. He wasn't actually going to try to win this bet. This challenge. And basically Naruto found him, even though it was easy, and he found him like in 2 minutes. And Jiraiya was like, wait, how? And then basically Naruto says, well, you see, I have shared vision with my clones, so I could see what they see. And plus, I'm pretty sure you know the shadow clone jutsu, right? And then Jiraiya's like, yeah, I do. And basically Naruto says, here, make one. And basically Jiraiya made one, Naruto made one, and then he's like, he tells the 2 clones to go there, and Naruto's clone knows what he's gonna do, and basically he does the same thing as Kakashi, and he plays rock paper scissors, and Naruto says, if I win this you offer me ramen, and basically he won. And Jiraiya's like, oh damn, and basically he doesn't really care because he's a clone. And then they both Naruto says, okay, now try to poof away, and basically they poofed away. And then Jiraiya's like, wait, what? No, I owe you ramen. And Naruto's like, exactly. And not only that, you found out the secret about shadow clones. It basically half the time of your training, and the more you do, and I use it a lot for training, especially during this time. That's how I'm getting stronger. And then Jiraiya's like, interesting, how about you learn a new jutsu? And Naruto's like, a new jutsu? Whoa, and basically Naruto then asks what jutsu is it, and basically Jiraiya's like, how about we learn the summoning jutsu? Are you intrigued by it? Not like, it's like, I've read something about it in the library, but I never really understood it. And basically Jiraiya explains it to Naruto thoroughly, saying that it's basically a beast summoned from a different world, or not a different world, somewhere a secret that no one really knows the place of, and they can be different. There can be different summonings, and of course there are toads, there are slugs, there are, who knows, snakes. No, of course there are snakes, but who knows? There are birds, there are dogs, anything. Anywho, Naruto learns the the summoning jutsu within a day, because that's how much of a prodigy he is, and he continues his training with weights and clothes, but Jiraiya actually finishes off his taijutsu training, which Naruto now is literally a taijutsu specialist, and this took him 3 weeks, to be honest, and he has 6 more days, which is going to, well, he actually has like 3 more days to train, and Naruto only learned one new jutsu, but Naruto was like, hey, Jiraiya sensei, which summoning do you have? And basically Jiraiya's like, here, I have the same as you, Gamabunta. And basically Naruto tried to summon Gamabunta, but it wasn't working until he accidentally summoned a bird with the Rinnegan, and he was flying, and he was like, wait, what is this? And basically Jiraiya's like, wait, what? And basically then Naruto says, wait, no, let me try again. And this time he summons a rhino with the Rinnegan, and then he's like, what? And basically he, well, dispels the jutsu, and then he does it again, and this time he summons a 3-headed dog, and he's like, nah, yo, hold up, what's this? And basically Jiraiya's like, wait, what? And basically they both dispel the jutsu, and Naruto tries it again, and this time he summons Gamabunta, and then Naruto is like, oh, so I can summon, wait, you all had the Rinnegan, this must be an ability of the Rinnegan, wait, so I know the absorbing one, I know the Diva one, I know the you know, he knows the Diva, he knows the Almighty Potion, the whatever, absorbing one, and also he knows the Naraka path, or the King of Hell summoning, and yeah, he knows all 6 paths, and of course he still doesn't know about the 7th path, which can do the Chibaku Tensei and the reanimation jutsu. Anywho, Naruto realizes that he has learned all the 6 abilities of the Rinnegan, and he thinks that there are more, but of course there are 2 more which he doesn't know about yet, but he will learn them later on in the years during Shippuden, because he will learn a bit more. Anywho, Naruto's really impressed, and well, Jiraiya is really impressed, and he's like, that's my godson for you. And basically Naruto's like, wait, what? Got what? And then Jiraiya says, oh, that slipped out. And basically Naruto's like, wait, what do you mean? No, explain. Pervy Sage, explain, please explain. And then basically well, Jiraiya then had to actually tell him that basically his parents, Naruto's parents, actually made Jiraiya his godson before he was born, and of course he didn't actually help Naruto, because he explained everything except for who his parents were, and Naruto asked who his parents were, and Jiraiya's like, I'm sorry, Naruto, but that is a classified information which I cannot tell you yet. And then Naruto's like, but why? Then my parents, and basically Jiraiya's like, how about we make a deal, Naruto? If you can become a Chunin and master Sage mode, of course I'll help you. Within 3 years, I'll tell you. And Jiraiya's only doing this because Naruto will actually be 16 within 3 years, and he believes Naruto will be a bit more mature, and he won't get too pissed off at Minato for sealing the 9 tails inside of him. But of course, things are gonna happen. Anywho, Naruto is now ready for the Chunin exam, and Tsukumi, who no one has actually seen during this time, Tsukumi actually went back to Obito, and Obito actually helped her train, because he knows that Naruto, she knows that Naruto won't be an easy opponent, and he is going to be a hard fight. Anywho, Naruto then says, alright, my first fight will be Neji. I'll teach him a lesson this time. And basically now the fight begins, and Tsukumi is watching, and she's actually cheering on Naruto because she likes Naruto. She likes Naruto as a person. She doesn't. I don't know how to explain this. She hates him, but she likes him, but she loves him, but she hates him at the same time, and she wants to take his Rinnegan, but she doesn't. Like, is there a feeling for that? Allow it. Anywho, allow it. Naruto is now fighting against Neji, and he begins to fight on a level that no one has ever seen Naruto fight in, and Tsukumi is like, wait, what? How did Naruto learn such good taijutsu? And basically Naruto is going all out until Neji decides to use his palm rotation to get Naruto off his guard, and basically Naruto's like, wait, what the hell is that? And basically as soon as Neji saw Naruto actually did what he thought he was gonna do, he actually blitzed Naruto and used the 64 palms to actually stop most of his chakra points. But Naruto wasn't, even though Naruto had his chakra points stopped, Naruto's like, even without chakra, I'll beat you. And basically Neji's like, your destiny's to lose. And Naruto's like, I'll change my destiny by first beating your ass, and basically punches him in the face, and basically Neji goes flying, and everyone's kind of confused on how Naruto just did that. And Neji's like, what? How? I don't understand. And basically he stands up and basically blitzes Naruto again, but this time Naruto, while Neji was actually recovering, he was actually able to unlock a few of his chakra points that were blocked. He actually unblocked them. Is that how you say it? Nah. Anywho, whatever. He unlocked them, and he actually pushed Neji back by saying almighty push. And Neji got pushed back, and he's like, wait, what? And Neji knows that this is a chakra technique because he's seen Naruto use it. He'll remember in the preliminaries, and he's like, how? So quick and so fast. And basically Neji still had a lot more chakra than Naruto right now, because Naruto really couldn't start the flow again of his chakra, and he's like, what the hell's going on? And basically this is when Neji actually came in with another 64 palms, and Naruto actually decided to ask Kurama for help, because remember Naruto already met the he didn't sorry the Nine Tails actually decided to help Naruto, and he's like, only because father chose him. And basically what he means by that is that basically the Sage of Success actually saved Naruto, and Naruto is like the child of prophecy. That's what he thinks himself, and he trusts his intuition. So he helps out Naruto by giving him a ton of chakra, and Naruto's like, this chakra, I felt it before. It's the Nine Tails. It's the Nine Tails chakra. Is he helping me? I can't tell, but I have to control myself. This power is something that I cannot get a grasp on as of right now. And basically Naruto's changing, inside his head, Naruto's voice is changing between his and the Nine Tails sometimes. The Nine Tails is not even trying to take control. It's just that Naruto's body literally cannot handle the amount of chakra he's getting. Remember, even One Tails is double the strength of the One Tails in the original, because this is Kurama, the full Nine Tails, not half of Nine Tails. So basically One Tails here is like 2 tails in the original. So Nine Tails here, Nine Tails here is 18 tails in the original. Do you get me? Anywho, Naruto then blitzes, he body flickers even faster than any eye can see. Even Neji couldn't see it with his Byakugan activated. Remember, the Byakugan has a better sight than the Sharingan. The Sharingan gives you better abilities, but the Byakugan has better visual paralysis, like, you know what I mean? And they don't go blind. That's one thing. Anywho, Naruto blitzed him so hard and then punched him once, which actually annihilated his soul. I'm joking, not his soul, but it hurt. It hurt like a prick. Anywho, Neji went flying into the wall, and Naruto said, now do you understand that destiny doesn't decide your fate? And basically Naruto's chakra has gone back to normal, and then Neji's like, but how? how did you do this? And basically Naruto's like, hard work, Neji. You shouldn't underestimate anyone. And remember, destiny doesn't decide someone's fate. Now, get in here. And basically Naruto summons the King of Hell. And they both go in. Neji's reluctant at the beginning, but Naruto just pulls them in with him. And then they come out brand new. Yes, Naruto could do that. It's not illegal, because Naruto could still heal while watching other fights. Anywho, the next fight should be between the two remaining, well, not remaining, there are 4 remaining Uchihas, Tsukumi, Obito, Kakashi and Sasuke, but the 2 remaining Uchihas and, well, according to me, I'm checking, the 2 Uchihas and of course, Naruto's, this one will be interesting, and he doesn't know Tsukumi is an Uchiha yet. He knows a lot about her, but not about the Uchiha thing, but, well, I'm pretty sure he does. Anywho, but he doesn't really want to pry, and he knows Tsukumi must have her own reasons for this, and now Naruto, well, Sasuke is still late, and Tsukumi is like, what the hell? What? Does that mean he's disqualified? And then basically they were going to, but both Naruto and Tsukumi are like, no. Tsukumi says, I want to fight. Just postpone mine. And basically Naruto's like, wait, let's wait for Sasuke. He's going to come. There's no way he's going to give up on this opportunity to become Chunin. And basically they're like, alright then. And basically the next fight is Temari versus Shikamaru, who Shikamaru was like, what the hell? Why? And basically, of course, Shikamaru wins. And this time he doesn't give up, because he actually wants to prove to Naruto that he's actually strong. And now is Shino versus Kankuro. Kankuro still gives up, and Shino's like, what the why bro, why? I want to fight you, bro. Why? Tell me. And basically now is Tsukumi versus Sasuke. Sasuke and Tsukumi actually, well, Sasuke actually appears, and Tsukumi jumps down and says, you took your damn time, Sasuke. You shall pay for this with your win, with your with your spot in the semi-finals. And basically Sasuke says, that you're going to beat me and Uchiha, and activates his Sharingan. The fight begins. It was pretty even at the beginning, even Tsukumi without her Sharingan, and Sasuke has the free-to-play Sharingan right now. And this is just how much of a power creep there is between Sasuke, Tsukumi, and Naruto. Tsukumi is actually holding up against Sasuke in her apparently non-thing Uchiha form, non her Sharingan form. And this is because Tsukumi is actually wearing eye lenses. Wait, is that a word? Wait, yeah, eye lenses, right? Yeah, wait, what did I write? Wait, what? Yes, it's eye lenses. I thought I made up the word. It is what it is, anywho. Yeah, she was wearing black eye lenses, so no one could really see, but she was actually having her Sharingan activated, and Naruto could see through this, and he's like, smart one, Tsukumi, smart one. And basically Tsukumi fought evenly, and no one really was bothered. Well, no Hyuga was like, oh, let me watch this with my Byakugan. Nah, no one would really think like, yeah, let me watch this with my Byakugan. Yeah, you know what I mean. No one's gonna do that. Anywho, Tsukumi actually was about to beat Sasuke until Sasuke whips out the Chidori and stabs Tsukumi in the shoulder. And Naruto's like, what? And Tsukumi is like, is that all you've got? And basically Sasuke pulls out and is like, wait, what? No. Hey, yo, I already know I'm going to get flamed for that. Sasuke pulls his hand, his Chidori, out of Tsukumi's shoulder. That's what I meant, not pulls out. And he... I fucked up. Anywho, Tsukumi, even though she was bleeding, she actually kicked Sasuke in the face until a Genjutsu was put on. Everyone was put under a Genjutsu except for Sasuke, Tsukumi, Kakashi, a guy who has actually who's actually immune to this Genjutsu. Also, Shino, Shikamaru, and Naruto. Everyone got put under this Genjutsu, and of course the Hokage got attacked, and he was in a barrier. Now, the Sand Trio, who actually came out of nowhere in the middle of the ring, or in the middle of the battlefield, and Tsukumi was bleeding, and Sasuke was actually pretty injured and with deep cuts, which could get fatal if he doesn't get if they don't get treated soon. And Tsukumi was going to end the fight there with the technique that she made up, but of course she couldn't use it. Now the Sand siblings to actually say, Gaara, you can go all out now. And basically Gaara lets out his full power and basically goes into his half Shukaku form. And Naruto realizes that this is dangerous. They're going to let out Shukaku here. And Naruto knows the One Tails, and he knew that he had a connection with Gaara. They're both Jinchuriki, but that's not true. That's not it. Naruto then says, God damn it, and basically Tsukumi actually is like, really thinking Jinchuriki could beat me, and basically she was about to attack Gaara with the technique that she was holding back, but Gaara was actually able to smack her on the shoulder that she actually got injured in, and Tsukumi screamed, and her Sharingan actually deactivated, her eye lenses actually fell out, and she was actually crushed into the wall by Gaara, and Gaara was laughing maniacally while Tsukumi could barely stand after this, and her bones were pretty much crushed and she was bleeding intensely. Naruto was like, Tsukumi, no! And basically he actually activates his eyes, you know, his Rinnegan. Remember, I gave this ability to Naruto. He activates his Rinnegan and he says, almighty push towards Shukaku, Gaara, half Shukaku, half Gaara, and the two other Sand siblings were actually attacking Sasuke, and they actually got him out of the fight. Of course, Shino actually decided that he should help out, and then Shikamaru's like, it's a drag, but I don't want them to die. And basically, they both start fighting as a tag duo against both Shikamaru, Temari and Kankuro. And Naruto, who had no other choice, he actually made a clone, and he summoned the King of Hell to actually put Tsukumi in it, and Sasuke. They both, they were actually healed, but they were still unconscious. Naruto made sure that they were unconscious. As soon as they walked out, Naruto put them both out, because he knew that they were going to get in the way, but them actually wanted to fight Gaara. And what Naruto did next is that he actually punched Gaara, uppercutted Gaara, and then just saying, Naruto's cooldown is finished with the Almighty Push, and then jumped in the air and said, Shikamaru, Shino, I'm sorry, but I leave you to deal with these two, alright? And basically Naruto actually put both Tsukumi and Sasuke in the stands, while the other four were duking it out in the battlefield. Naruto actually used the Almighty Push to actually push Gaara away, and Gaara got pretty pissed at this and let out the full Shukaku, and Naruto realized that he needs to summon Gamabunta, and he actually did, and he was actually able to fight Gaara one-on-one. But Naruto was actually running low on chakra already, because of the amount of chakra he used before. He used a pretty strong Almighty Push against Gaara, and then he actually had to heal two people, and then Naruto had to heal himself and Neji before. So even though he recovered a bit of chakra, he's still low on it, and he summoned Gamabunta now, and Gamabunta's fighting, and Naruto realized that Gamabunta can't get a hold of Gaara, and what he did is that he actually transformed Gamabunta into the Nine-Tailed Fox, which he actually saw by now, when he actually was like, this is the Nine-Tailed strength in his mind, remember? And basically he transformed into the Nine-Tailed Fox, and he actually almighty pushed Shukaku, which actually gave Gamabunta, the Nine-Tails in quotation marks, to the chance to actually beat Shukaku. And Naruto actually used this chance to headbutt Gaara and bring him back to his senses, and he's like, Gaara, I think I know what you went through. Your village hated you, didn't they? And Naruto had a few tears in his eyes, and then basically Gaara was like, how do you know? And basically they were both falling, and Naruto's like, Gaara, and then basically he gives the Taku no Jutsu about him being like him, and they're like brothers, and Gaara understood, and they became friends. Of course, Temari and Kankuro were actually beaten by Shikamaru and Shino, even though Shikamaru was kinda tired already, but Shino wasn't, and Shino's actually a pretty strong fighter. Anywho, the Hokage unfortunately passed away by using the Reaper Death Seal, and Naruto was actually out cold in a forest with Gaara. Of course, the people saw the fight there. They felt it from there. There was an immense amount of chakra being used, and Naruto's fully out of chakra, at least for a full week. Anywho, after this, everyone got rescued. Naruto was still unconscious, so he doesn't know what happened afterwards, after he fainted, but it is what it is. And now Naruto wakes up to see Tsukumi actually next to his bed, and Jiraiya there. Tsukumi was like, oh Naruto, you woke up, took your damn time. Anywho, and then calls him weak, and then Naruto's like, Tsukumi, every time. And then Naruto had his beautiful blue eyes, like Tsukumi always says, those damn blue eyes. Anywho, Jiraiya then says, Naruto, I'm pretty sure you haven't heard of the news yet, since you were in a coma for 2 days, but the third Hokage unfortunately passed away. And Naruto's like, wait, what? And basically, Jiraiya spring this upon Naruto. Naruto's like, god damn. And basically, he started crying because he couldn't help the Hokage, and the Hokage helped him in the past. And also, he thought of Hokage as a grandfather, but he has his godfather now. Anywho, Naruto still attends his funeral, and then Jiraiya still gets offered to become the 5th Hokage, but he declines and says that Tsunade will be a bell candidate and he'll bring her back for the leaf, and they accepted. But of course, while this was happening, the 2 Akatsuki members still attacked the leaf, came to the leaf, and Kakashi was still put under Genjutsu. Here the story is a bit completely the same until we get to when Naruto starts traveling. Naruto already knows the Rasengan, so Jiraiya and Naruto actually decide to. Jiraiya actually tells Naruto that the Rasengan is an unfinished jutsu, and Naruto's like, wait, what do you mean? And basically, just saying, Tsukumi knows about the Akatsuki members, and she's like, why are they here? And she didn't want to get involved, so she just hid. Anywho, Naruto says, what do you mean unfinished jutsu? And then Jiraiya says, well, me and the 4th Hokage, when we made the jutsu, we were meant to add the chakra nature to it, but of course we were never able to. But I believe now that I have some time, and because you're my grandson, not grandson, godson, I believe us two can master it together. And Naruto's like, oh, so you want to train with me now, huh? And Jiraiya's like, yes, I'm going to train with you, not train you this time. And Naruto's like, I guess I'm on your level then now, aren't I? And then Jiraiya says, nowhere near. Do not compare yourself to me. Scrub, you're not on my level. Get stronger, you scrub. Anywho, Naruto, he doesn't say that, but still, Naruto and Jiraiya actually come up. Naruto still has to learn chakra nature, chakra transformation, and nature transformation. Of course, they find out that he has wind release and lightning release and water release. Yes, even though the Rinnegan gives the user all 5 chakra natures, Naruto hasn't got to that point yet. Even though he's literally nearly a master of the Rinnegan, he still doesn't know that he can absorb chakra just by touching people. No, not that way. Like, you know how Sasuke did it in the Valley of the End, how he just slightly tapped Naruto in the stomach, and he was absorbing the 9 of chakra and making it into his own. Yes, he can do that. Well, that's how far he has to go to become a master of the Rinnegan. And even though Sasuke wasn't even a master of the Rinnegan, I don't even know how he learned how to do that straight away. But his way is, Naruto will learn it soon enough. Not now though. Anywho, now Naruto was actually learning how to actually use the wind release, and of course Naruto already knows that because he knows a few wind release techniques already. So they move on to the next step, adding the wind chakra nature to the Rasengan, and then they will go into chakra transformation, which means transforming the Rasengan into something else, which is the Rasen Shuriken. I'm sure we all know that. Anywho, Naruto and Jiraiya begin that, and Jiraiya is actually struggling with this as well. It's really hard to do it. Anywho, Naruto is actually left in the hotel room because Jiraiya has to do his research, which I'm doing these days. I'm doing some research too on some websites. I'm not gonna say or anything, but my research, I learned a lot from Pervisage. I'll allow it. Anywho, Naruto still got 2 surprise guests. They're like, oh, Naruto, you wanna have some tea and crumpets with us? It's not a trap. Definitely not saying trap for Jinchurikis. Yes, he doesn't say that anyway. Of course, he gets two people knocking, a knock at his door while Naruto was actually trying to master this, and he knew this was going to be dangerous because if he couldn't control this, his chakra nature in the Rasengan, he was going to mess up the room. So it was more pressure for him to actually learn it, and he was doing it until he got the knock in his door, and he actually like, God damn it. Thank God this stopped me. I was about to ruin this whole entire building. Anywho, he opens the door carelessly without even thinking about it, and he's like, wait, what? And then he sees two people with black robes and with red clouds on them, and Naruto's like, I'm sorry, I don't want your product back. And basically Itachi's like, we're not here to sell you anything, Naruto Uzumaki. And Naruto's like, then why are you here? Itachi, then Kisame says, Naruto Uzumaki, the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, you shall come with us, and you shall not say a word, understood? And then Naruto's like, so you guys must be the Akatsuki that I've been hearing about. And then basically they're like, yes, we are, and we're here for you, Naruto Uzumaki. Now, come with us, do not oppose this. And basically Naruto's like, never, I already know what you're trying to do, you're trying to take the Nine-Tails from me. And then as soon as he says that, Sasuke actually comes into the picture and says, Itachi, I knew it, why are you here? And then basically Naruto sees that Sasuke is actually pretty angry, and he's already in his 3 Tomoe Sharingan. He actually activated his 3 Tomoe Sharingan, and he has the Chidori ready, and he's running towards Itachi until Itachi strangles him, and of course puts him under the Tsukuyomi, and he's in a coma. And this gives an incentive to Naruto, and he tells him that he needs to fight, there's no other way. And Naruto actually activated his Rinnegan and said, this is not going to be easy, neither for you, neither for me, understood? And basically as soon as he says that, he actually does an almighty push on them, and they're both pretty surprised, but they actually are able to dodge it. And then Naruto says, is that all? And basically already has a clone made, and they both body flicker towards each one of them. He body flickers the clone towards the Itachi because he doesn't want to get Tsukuyomi. But of course, you could argue that Tsukuyomi would not work on Naruto because Naruto has a has a greater dojutsu. The Rinnegan comes after the Mangekyo Sharingan, so technically the Sharingan should not work on Naruto, if you know what I mean, because Naruto has a stronger dojutsu. As we all know, the Rinnegan cannot be affected by any genjutsu, right? Because it's the strongest dojutsu, according to a lot of people. So explain, I'm going to say that it doesn't work. So Itachi was pretty surprised at this, because he actually tried to put Naruto in his Tsukuyomi, but then Naruto actually kicked Itachi in the chest, which actually hurt Itachi. And Naruto is no joke. Naruto has actually developed a jutsu, like something like the punches that Tsunade does, but with his kicks and punches. So basically he adds a ton of chakra, and Naruto's chakra control is really good here, and especially because he's been training literally near enough his whole life. And he actually broke a rib or two of Itachi, and then Itachi actually got rid of the clone, and Naruto actually fighting toe to toe with Kisame, and Kisame having fun until he gets Samahara out and actually slices off Naruto's arm, and Naruto's like, ah! And blood was gushing out. I'm sorry, this might be a bit graphic, but blood was gushing out. Naruto's arm was on the floor, and Itachi's like, Naruto Uzumaki, we're not going to kill you, just come with us, or you're going to die out of blood loss. Do you not understand? And then as soon as this happens, Naruto says, shut up already. And basically Itachi was like, if you say so. And basically Itachi actually what he did is that he used Amaterasu to actually hit Naruto, because he can actually deactivate stop the Amaterasu himself if he wants to, as soon as Naruto is burnt enough until he burns Naruto to an extent where Naruto faints. But of course the Nine-Tails would not allow this, and the Nine-Tails was already pissed off that he allowed Naruto's arm to get cut off, so he actually engulfs Naruto with his chakra cloak, which actually stops Naruto's bleeding. And actually deflects. That's a word. I'm just saying, deflects the Amaterasu. Naruto really didn't know what to do, but Kurama was actually taking control this time, fully, because he's like, nah, bro, I got you, bro. And basically, he did the same thing that Naruto did in the Valley of the End when Sasuke used the Amaterasu on Naruto using the Kurama Chakra Cloak to actually, you know what I mean, he just let it go. And Naruto came back to his senses that, is that the Naruto's helping me? But why? I don't understand. And basically, he realizes that his arm is actually not bleeding anymore. And he's like, oh, whatever, he helped me, I can't let him down now. And basically, he was about to blitz them until Jiraiya and Might Guy come at the same time. And Itachi realizes that they're surrounded by Jinchuriki, who's actually using the Naruto with the Tail Beast's power, and to a Sanin and a Kage level fighter, Might Guy. He's a Seicho 6 Path level fighter, to be honest, man. My guy really fucked up. Mother, I'm sorry for swearing, but Jesus. It was such a sick fight. Anywho, now, Itachi and Kisame actually break through the roof and actually escape, while Naruto was left with one arm and one arm on the floor. And then Jiraiya's like, my son, how could this happen to you? And basically, a guy actually came in and said, oh no, I'm too late, I'm so sorry, Naruto. And Naruto's like, it's fine. And basically, he takes his arm, and then he actually summons the King of Hell and goes in it. And then he comes back with his arm intact. And Naruto realized that if he has any missing limbs, he can regenerate them, but it would be better for him to actually have the missing, if his missing limb is still with him, like he has the missing limb but it just got cut off or something, yeah, he can like reattach it with the King of Hell. And that's not for penises. I know some of you are thinking of it. I know some of you are moving mad. I can already tell. You're like, oh, reattach anything. Yes, I know some of you are moving mad. Anywho, now Naruto and Jiraiya are actually more on guard, and Sasuke has been taken back to the village by a guy, and he wishes them luck to find Tsunade. And on the same, the 2 days later, one night Naruto and Jiraiya were actually going to get some food, and then they actually come across Tsunade. And Tsunade, once Jiraiya asks Tsunade to become the Hokage, Tsunade starts bad-mouthing all the Hokage from the first, second, third, fourth. And Naruto got pissed. He actually said, how dare you? The third Hokage did so much for the village, especially you. He trained you. He's the one who made you this strong, and you badmouth him after he dies? How dare you? You're just an old gambling hag who can't even win one game, and people want you to become the Hokage. Do you not see how much trust people are putting in on you? You trust in you, and here you are, bad-mouthing the other people who protected the people who trust you now. How dare you? Disgusting. I don't understand why Jiraiya Sensei, father, wants you to become the Hokage, and he declined. And basically, Tsunade is like, father, what's this? When did you get married? And why wasn't I invited? And Jiraiya says, I'm not married. He's my godson. His parents trusted me to become his godfather. And Naruto's like, exactly. And look, my own godfather believes in you. He believes you're truly worthy of becoming Hokage. But why? Why are you bad-mouthing the previous ones? Anywho, after this, Tsunade is like, you brat, who did you call old hag? And Naruto's like, you old gambling hag, you don't understand anything, do you? And then Tsunade is like, you damn brat, Jiraiya, you've really raised up a rude kid, you know. And then Naruto's like, I want to take this outside then. And then Tsunade is like, gladly. And then basically after this, Naruto says, if you like gambling so much, how about we make a bet too? Me v you. If I win, you come back to the Leaf Village, but if you win, I will leave you alone. Understood? And then Tsunade's like, you really think you can win a bet against me? Ha! You're mistaken. And Naruto's like, yeah, legendary loser. And then Tsunade's like, how do you know that? And Naruto's like, everyone here knows that you are. And basically Tsunade's like, I'll show you. Today will be the day I win. And basically Naruto's like, you wish. And now after this, they begin their fight. It's actually a really good fight. Tsunade breaks a few buildings, but Naruto is able to dodge most of her attacks, even without his Rinnegan activated. And then Naruto actually activates his Rinnegan, which actually startles Tsunade, because Tsunade has heard rumors about the Rinnegan, and she's like, wait, what? You have the Rinnegan? And basically Naruto's like, yes, and you've lost. And Naruto already has a Rasengan, and because he knows that Tsunade is a healer, he actually doesn't hold anything back, and uses his his wind release in it, and he creates a massive hurricane. Well, not a hurricane, he actually pushes back everyone. And Naruto, not only that, he actually used All Might Push at the same time to push Tsunade back in case she was able to tank it, but of course she wasn't, and Tsunade was out of the fight. Next thing you know, Tsunade wakes up at night next to Jiraiya. Jiraiya was actually sitting next to her while she was on the bed, and then Shizune, who was actually treating Naruto's wounds, then says, "Whoa, Lady Tsunade, I guess you've lost again." And Naruto's like, "I told you, you wish you would have had your first win in a gamble, but I guess you didn't." And then Tsunade's like, "Damn brat, I don't understand how you're this strong, but I guess maybe Jiraiya did raise you well. Kinda pisses me off though, not gonna lie." Anywho, after this, Jiraiya and Tsunade and Shizune and Naruto go back to the Leaf Village, and of course they get Tsunade to heal Kakashi, and Kakashi is grateful and thanks her. And then it's Sasuke, but Sasuke is more angry. He, of course, after Tsunade leaves, Naruto's actually in the room on his own with Sasuke, while Tsukumi was nowhere to be seen for some reason, and Tsukumi is actually with the Akatsuki, and the Akatsuki tell her that this will be the last. She will have to leave the Leaf Village soon, and she won't be able to stay there anymore. And Tsukumi is like, why? And then they basically Obito's like, well, you see, the Akatsuki needs to capture the tail beasts now, and we realized we'll have to capture them one by one. Understood, Tsukumi? And then Tsukumi is like, understood. I'll leave the village as soon as possible, but it cannot be today. I'll try to leave by next week. And then Obito's like, well said. Anywho, you're dismissed now, everyone. We shall meet up in a month's time. And Tsukumi, you have to be here. Your maximum time is a month, understood? And she's actually heading back to the village until while this was happening, Sasuke and Naruto actually began their fight, and of course it was actually stopped by Kakashi, and Sasuke thought he actually won because of his little hole being basically he's all the same. And then Naruto's like, Sasuke, why are you doing this? Why do you hate me so much? I know we're real friends. And Sasuke's like, shut up, you damn loser, you don't understand. You don't understand anything. And basically goes off, and the Kakashi is like, Naruto, don't worry, I'll take care of this. And of course Sasuke actually got caught by Kakashi and was tied to a tree, and Kakashi gives this speech. Thank you, words beyond fiction for this, and this happens.
What's this all about? Sorry, but I knew you wouldn't want to sit still for a lecture, so I figured I had to pin you down. Let it go. You've got to forget about revenge.
What?
Believe me, in this work I've met a lot of guys who feel the way you do. Trust me, for those who follow the path of revenge, it never ends well. You'll only tear yourself apart. And even if you succeed and you get your revenge, what will you have then? Nothing. Emptiness.
Shut up! What makes you think you know anything about it? It's easy for you to talk. You have no idea!
Easy. Just try to calm down.
Maybe if I was to kill the most important people in your life, everyone who's ever meant anything, maybe then I'd listen to you. Because maybe then you'd have some idea how I feel.
It's an interesting theory, but I'm afraid you're a little late to put it to the test.
Anywho, after this, Naruto, actually headed home. Kakashi let Sasuke go. Sasuke actually broke out to be, so Kakashi let him go this time. And Sasuke went off to train on his own until late, until like 7. And basically, he actually he met the Sound Four, and the Sound Four asked Sasuke if he wants power. Of course, Sasuke said yes, and he's like, but how can I get it? And basically they show him the Curse Mark 3 state, and he's like, how can I get this? And basically they're like, come to us, come to Orochimaru, and he'll show you tonight at 11 p.m. And of course he goes this time, and since there is no Sakura, unfortunately, I'll say that this time it was actually Tsukumi coming back from a little trip, a little detour. Anywho, she actually snuck in and basically actually bumped into Sasuke while she was going home, and she's like, wait, where you going, Sasuke? And Sasuke's like, thank you for everything, Tsukumi, but I have to go. And basically Tsukumi, who didn't know what was going on, Sasuke actually caught her off guard and knocked her out. And then basically Tsukumi woke up 5 minutes later and realized that Sasuke must have left the village, and she goes to Naruto, literally bangs on his window, and Naruto's like, what's going on? And basically Tsukumi tells him everything. Naruto gets ready, and because Naruto's actually gone sleep now, and they go to the Hokage's office, which just saying, the 5th Hokage was actually going, the ceremony was going to be a few days later, but of course it hasn't happened yet. And yeah, the Sasuke retrieval team was made, and this time it was Tsukumi, Naruto, Shikamaru, Neji, and Shino. Of course, Shikamaru, Neji, Naruto, Tsukumi, Shino, and Choji. 6 people this time. Kiba was actually put in there, so sorry, 7 people. Anywho, here the fights are much different. Of course, they go and they actually catch up to the Sound 4, and just saying, Naruto, Shikamaru, Shikamaru, and Shino were the only ones to actually become Chunins here. And of course, the first fight is Jirobo, and this time Jirobo was gonna fight Choji and Kiba. So then after this, they actually came up against they actually went up against Tayuya, which Tsukumi wanted to take on, but then she's like, nah, actually. And then Neji says, and then basically Shino says, I'll take her on. And then after this came, which then the spider dude Hidomaru actually came up, and this time it was Shikamaru who was gonna take him on, and I mean sorry it was Neji. Neji takes him on, and then it's the last guy, I forgot his name, you know, the guy with the twins, you know, he can split. If anyone can tell me his name, I actually tried to search up but couldn't find it because I don't even freaking know his name. Anywho, please tell me in the comments below. Yeah, he comes up, and Shikamaru takes him on. Of course, Naruto and Tsukumi were the last ones to remain, and Naruto really didn't want to leave his teammates behind, but he doesn't really have much chakra, especially because he hasn't recovered much of his chakra after the fight against Tsunade, because it was literally like 2 days ago. No way, it happened at night, so one day, yeah, so 2 days ago, yeah. So anywho, of course, Kimimaru actually arrived, and Tsukumi says, alright Naruto, I'll take him on. And then as soon as she says that, Lee comes, and basically Lee's like, Naruto, you go. I can take him on. And basically he says Tsukumi, who was actually ready to fight, he's like, oh, so Tsukumi, you fight with me, right? And Tsukumi is like, yeah, sure, whatever. And basically Naruto's like, thank you guys, I'll get going. And basically Naruto leaves and goes on off of his own and catches up to Sasuke. And that's where I'm gonna end off. The fight will happen in the next part. Hope you enjoyed it. Please take care, stay safe. This was the King of Weaves here. And also, before we leave, subscribe to Kazama. He's on 1.89 subscribers. 1.89k subscribers. Anywho, also subscribe to Ratreet and Minimum 93. Follow Shoku on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And join my Discord server. Link in the descriptions below. With links in the description below. And my ducklings, you're dismissed. Hope you will have an amazing new school year. I'm gonna start tomorrow, and I'm gonna edit this, upload this, and sleep. Peace.